Wow, that was exciting! Hey, I'm the Got Game Gator, and in this video, I'll share with you how to play my favorite card game, Power Switch. Power Switch comes with 48 color cards, 12 blue, 12 green, 12 red, and 12 yellow. 3 shock play cards, 6 Power Switch cards, and 2 dice. At the start of the game, each player is given 1 Power Switch card. Now, players place this card face up in front of them. These cards are never a part of the deck. This card is a real game changer. Creating the deck. The dealer shuffles the 48 color cards and adds the correct number of shock play cards. For 2 players, you add 1. For 3 to 4 players, add 2. For 5 to 6 players, add 3. This is the playing deck. First, the dealer deals cards equal to the number of players face down within reach of all players. This is the generator pile. For example, if you have 4 players, the dealer deals 4 cards into the generator pile. After the generator pile is created, the dealer deals the rest of the cards to the players one at a time, clockwise and face down. Players organize their cards sequentially and by color, hiding them from the other players. Following the dealer rolls the dice to determine the power card for that round. The power card determines where play starts each round. For example, if the dealer rolls an 8 on the number die and a red on the color die, the power card for that round is the red 8. Gameplay starts with this card, and red is the power tower that round. If the dealer rolls a D or L instead of a color lightning bolt, the D, dealer, or L, loser, chooses the color. For example, the dealer rolls a 12 and a D, and the dealer chooses yellow, then yellow 12 is the power card. If the dealer rolls an L, the player with the highest score, the loser at that time, gets to choose the color. The player with the power card says, "I have the power!" and places the power card horizontally and face up on the playing area. If no one has the power card, then the player to the dealer's left draws from the generator pile. This action keeps moving clockwise to each player until the power card is drawn and can be played. Place the dice on the top of the power card as a reminder of the power card that round. The player to the left of the player who played the power card goes next. This player has 2 options. Option 1, build the power tower by playing the card the same color as the power card 1 number lower or 1 number higher. Option 2, build the supporting power lines by playing the same number card as the power card but in a different color. If a player doesn't have a playable card, they draw 1 card from the generator pile. If they can't make a play, the next player to the left takes a turn. After all the cards from the generator pile are drawn, players who cannot make a play must now ask the player to their right for a card. This is a great opportunity for that player to get rid of their worst card. Remember, a card cannot be played on a different color power line unless it's been played on the power tower first. As the game proceeds, you'll be building 1 leading power tower and 3 other color power lines. The power tower leads play for the other color power lines during the round. Play continues during the round by building the power tower and the other color power lines until the first player plays their last card. Again, the power tower leads the play. If a card hasn't been played on the power tower, it can't be played on the other power lines. Let's not forget about the shock play cards. These are like wild cards and can be played in place of any numbered card except the starting power card or the other color cards with the same number as the power card. Each player gets 1 power switch card per game. These cards enable a player with a high point total in their hand to switch hands with another player. Once a player uses a power switch card, the other players are blocked from using their power switch card that round. A good switch results in the player that made the switch playing the card and going out. If a play cannot be made after a switch, play continues clockwise as usual until someone plays their last card, ending the round. A round ends when a player plays their last card. The other players count the points in their hand as follows. Cards 1 through 6 equal 5 points. Cards 7 through 12 equal 10 points. Cards replaced by the shock play card equal 50 points. When a player's score reaches 300 points, the game is over. If you want a shorter game, play to 100 points, and for longer games, play to 500 points. The player with the lowest point total at the end of the game earns the coveted award of being called the Power Player! Now, you're ready to switch on the fun! It's easy to switch on the fun for 6 to 12 players. Simply add a second deck. With the additional deck, you'll have 96 color cards, 24 red, 24 blue, 24 yellow, and 24 green. Add 3 shock play cards for a total playing deck of 99 cards. Each player receives 1 Power Switch card at the beginning of the game. The dealer shuffles the 99-card playing deck and play proceeds just like it would for 2 to 6 players, with a few exceptions. Power Towers. 2 Power Towers are built when there are more than 6 players. The dealer rolls the dice to determine the power card and start play. It's likely that 2 players will have a power card since 2 power cards are in the deck. When 2 players each have a power card in their hand, it's the first player to exclaim, "I have the power!" and starts play by laying the power card down horizontally on the playing surface. The player to the left of the player who has played the power card goes next. Because 2 power towers are built with larger groups, the first power card must be placed on one side of the generator pile. The generator pile will become the center of the playing area. When the second power card is played, it's placed on the other side of the generator pile to distinguish the 2 separate power grids. Power tower and supporting power lines. If no one has a power card in their hand at the beginning of a round, players draw from the generator pile, starting with the player to the dealer's left until the power card is revealed. This is the same as play for 2 to 6 players. Supporting power lines. Each power tower leads play for the supporting power lines on each side. A card cannot be played on a power line until it's been played on the power tower on the same side of the generator pile first. Power Switch cards. A player can only use a Power Switch card one time in a 300-point game. This is the same as playing with smaller groups. However, with 6 to 12 players, multiple switches within a round are allowed. Example, Player A uses their Power Switch card and exchanges hands with Player B. Player A cannot make another Power Switch during the entire 300-point game. The first player to be power switched in a round, in this example, Player B, is blocked from using their Power Switch card in the same round. All other players are eligible to use their Power Switch card if they've not used their Power Switch card in a previous round. Now, you're ready to switch on the fun with your larger group of family and friends.